I just assumed that that's what people got paid doing this. I was on $7.80 an hour for 8 hours.
The skill of the person does not allow them to carry out the full range of duties that one would expect of a person without a disability.
For Brendan, he works at his own pace. If it became that they had to pay him a full wage for his job, he would lose his job.
If the only reason the business can survive is because it exploits the labour of a marginalised group, surely we've got a problem. See for yourself what can be done before you decide what can't.
It's Monday morning and 33-year-old Brendan Hubbard is getting ready for work.
Go and get your pack, okay? Have you got your key too? No.
Getting up and out the door requires help from either his mother Kathy or a disability support worker.
Brendan's in the severe. He has no language. He does speak a little bit. He understands everything everyone tells him to do, but he is in the severe category with his disability in Down syndrome. He's functioning about a 4-year-old, 4 to 6, say.
For the past 15 years, Brendan has been working at Greenacres. Greenacres is what's known as an Australian Disability Enterprise, or ADE. ADEs provide jobs for people with disabilities. They have specially trained support staff on hand to help workers when needed.
You need to take one out of here, take one out.
For the majority of our people with disabilities that work at Greenacres, they're not able to find employment, in open employment. Many have high support needs. Most have intellectual disabilities.
In many ways, this is just like any other workplace. People doing jobs that they're good at and socialising with colleagues. But there is a difference. Brendan is paid just $3.06 an hour for the work he does here.
We pay that assessed wage because the skill of the person does not allow them to carry out the full range of duties that one would expect of a person without a disability. A lot of the work that we bring in is quite basic work, and we tailor that work to meet the skill of the person with a disability.
In ADEs like Greenacres, a person's pay is worked out using a wage assessment tool that goes like this. A worker's productivity, support needs, and how complex their job is determines what percentage of the minimum wage they take home. They could get 100%, but usually it's less.
For Brendan, the wage that he's getting now is a fair wage for his productivity. Proud as I am of him, I'm aware of what he needs to keep him safe and to keep him on task.
They're workers and they have the same rights as everybody else. And that's where this process, this wage justice campaign is about.
Some people think workers and ADEs are being ripped off. ADE workers won a $100 million payout after the federal court found they'd been underpaid because of how their wages were being assessed. In April, the Fair Work Commission said that a new wage calculator is needed. But some workers and their families are worried higher wages could mean already cash-strapped disability enterprises will have to shut up shop.
Where's the cardboard cage gone?
Jordan works at Disability Enterprise Flagstaff, collecting paper for recycling. He actually started out working in the open jobs market, but says he prefers the ADE.
So my needs as far as my disability are met a bit more. I could come in having a bad day, which happens because I'm autistic, so it does happen. And my boss will totally understand you, all right. Go sit out, not sit out, but go do something in the back for 5 minutes instead. And there's just that understanding and that support, like we're here to help you.
Jordan says he doesn't mind the low wage, and that's because he still gets his pension.
I'm getting my disability support pension. So I'm getting most likely a bit more than some people do if you factor in the pension.
ADEs say they're caught between a rock and a hard place. When they were set up as sheltered workshops in the 1950s, government support kept them afloat. These days, they're being pushed to run more like commercial businesses, which is not always easy in a competitive global marketplace.
A lot of the work that we do have is not overly profitable and is work now that's done by new technology. It's been outsourced to China and other third world countries.
All of these young men and women are working in great jobs, terrific jobs.
Martin Wren runs Nova Employment, a disability employment agency that connects people with jobs in the open employment market.
By the end of this day, we'll have 5 new taxpayers and 5 more tomorrow, just like we had 5 yesterday, 5 next week.
Martin thinks the current ADE model keeps many good workers underemployed and underpaid.
If you come to the employment sphere thinking they can't do much, anything they do is a good thing, let's give them minimal and expect minimums, I guess you almost create a self-fulfilling set of circumstances in which you didn't think they could do much, they didn't do much. You would be surprised at for how many who've previously been employed at low wages and sometimes at a pittance are now employed at award wage.
I was on $7.80 an hour for 8 hours.
Gary is one of Nova Employment's clients. He worked in a disability enterprise for 11 years.
There was no drive. That was the biggest issue, like physically getting up in the morning to be at work at 7:30 and think, well, okay, I'm only making $7.80 an hour, this is a joke. There was no drive there, no, okay, oh yeah, I want to get to work. Where now, I know I have to get up extremely early, but it's proper money. I'm being treated properly.
Gary is now doing the same kind of work he did at the disability enterprise, but being paid more than twice as much.
Well, now I'm on $22 an hour.
All right, Gary, we'll jump on the mower and then we'll start mowing over there around the perimeter of the field. Start mowing it.
Yep. Across comes Gary with his resume. It's like, wow. Like, there's no issue. It's everything we're looking for and been no problem, no transition problem. We've just seen it as a normal progression of business and with no problems at all.
Gary was one of those awarded compensation for being underpaid in the ADE.
I received a letter from the government saying, this is how much we're willing to offer you. It was about nearly $9,000.
The Fair Work Commission's new wage assessment tool for disability enterprises is still being negotiated. Kathy Hubbard hopes it doesn't spell the end of Brendan's job at Greenacres.
I believe there are quite a lot of people who do need the supported employment model. He has been there for a long time and he's done nothing but flourish and improve in that time.
Gary hopes that others will decide to try their luck outside the ADEs, where earning a full wage is guaranteed.
It's just that we want to be treated the same way everyone else wants to be treated. We don't want to be treated any less just because we've got a disability.